so the east side of our area has already been hit hard like everyone else, and they're going to take the brunt of a lot of the weather system today. Jonathan Martinez is in East Houston at I-10 and 610. And Jonathan, you're inside of a flooded or at a flooded grocery store.
Yeah, guys, in fact, as you just mentioned, we are at 610 and I-10. Take a look behind me here. This is a Fiesta store that is on our way to our assignment about 15 to 20 minutes ago. We were stopped by a couple of people who said that they saw people out here looting. We heard that from one group of people. We didn't know if they were telling the truth or not, but as we made our way about a half a block up the way farther, we were stopped by another group of individuals who said, hey, y'all have got to get down to that Fiesta. Y'all have got to put those people on TV. They are going inside. They are literally looting, walking out with stuff, and it is dangerous. Put those fools, as they say, their quote, put those fools on TV and shame them. We got up here. As we got up here about 10 minutes thereafter, we saw about a half a dozen police officers with guns drawn, some of them coming out of that store there, others here holding some of the people back. We spoke to one of the officers. He told us, unfortunately, that is what they came upon. They got reports as they were patrolling just down the street there that folks were looting, not just this Fiesta store, but take a walk with me over here. They said that there's a shoe store down the way that they've been responding to reports of this all down 610 here at I-10. One individual told the officer that he's already lost about maybe $10,000 to $15,000 worth of shoes because individuals, we don't know what their motives are. If you look just underneath there off to the side there, they may very well work here and they may just be checking on the business. But as the officers are responding out here, they are seeing people coming out of some of these stores down the way. We know that some individuals came out with shoe boxes and shoes, according to the police officers. So about maybe 5 minutes ago or so, those officers all loaded up in a dump truck. I asked him, I said, is this something that y'all are dealing with a lot right now? And unfortunately, he says, yes, we've been working this all day. In fact, they jumped in a city dump truck not too long ago, and they're driving down the road. He goes, we don't know where we're going next, but we are responding to yet another call. So even out of all of this tragedy that it is that we are dealing with right now, we still have people out here doing, you know, you can't even describe it. It's just despicable. In fact, the Harris County District Attorney's Office tweeting not too long ago that people who are out here looting, you will be punished to the maximum extent that the law will allow. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's up to, initially they were talking 2 to 20 years. They're saying the minimum in this case is going to be 5 years. So we all know that we are in dire straits right now. We know that situations are bad and circumstances are terrible. But the last thing that you want to consider right now is committing a crime. Not only are you putting yourself in danger again, I mean, look at the water out here. It's so incredibly deep, and you have debris washed up on the road here, but you are also putting the officers in danger, in jeopardy. They were out here. I'll share some of the pictures that I was able to snap before they took off with guns drawn. Water waist deep, chest deep, with their guns drawn, literally holding those guns over their head, and they're responding to looting at some of the major stores on a major thoroughfare. We could tell you that on the way out here, we saw cars, again, going in the opposite direction, and we have to be mindful because while we are in the street right now, it is still open. Some people are still accessing the street, but unfortunately, that's what officers are having to deal with right now. Cars going every which direction that they are. You get up to a scene, and you don't know if the families out here are just stopping to wait to look. You don't know if they're part of a group that may be in fact going into stores, but you know, that's what it is that they're having to deal with right now. And unfortunately, it's just a bad situation. So we cannot stress enough, you know, right now is not the time that folks need to be getting out and looting or doing anything of the sort, because again, you've got officers out there trying to respond to as many calls. You've got life-threatening situations for some folks, yet they're having to deal with this right here. So guys, we're going to go ahead and let you go right now. We're going to see if we can go catch up with those officers to give us a little bit more of the information that they were giving us. Yes. But I can leave you with the fact that the officer, I said, how many folks did you see when you responded out here? Same thing happened to them. Folks stopped them down there. He said when they got here, they saw about 20 people coming up to the liquor store on the side of Fiesta. They're coming out with liquor bottles. That's not what we need to see right now, especially not in our city dealing with what it is that we're dealing with. So guys, we'll send things back over to you. We will see if we can catch up with those officers a little bit down the ways.
Put those fools on TV is what those officers said, Jonathan.
It was, I'm paraphrasing, it was pretty close to a quote. Well, no, not from the officers. This is from the people who stopped us to let us know. Okay. The second set of people, the first group told us, hey, we think there are people down there looting at Fiesta. You need to go check it out. But the second group that we did see, that was their direct quote. You need to go put those fools on TV and shame them. And that's a quote from them. And lo and behold, we get up. Fortunately, those fools were long gone, but we did see officers out here who had to chase them out here with guns.
Yeah,
so we're going to go see if we can catch up with those officers and see what it is that they're dealing with now.
Okay, John, thank you. Yeah, and they should be ashamed of themselves because as much as everyone is going through right now, and there's really no need because there's so much help out there right now that you don't have to resort to looting to get what you need.